Yeah. So guys, as we already discussed, we already discussed in the yesterday session, that is we have three instances. One is dev, one is QA, and another is test. So developers do their development in dev instance, and testers do their testing in test instance, and production is nothing but end users. So some organizations might use more than three or four instances also. Sometimes they might increase. So it was totally depends on organization. So basically, to purchase one instance, they might pay more. So that's the reason some of the organizations never use more instances. So we have a sandboxes. Sandboxes is nothing but a stage instance, and it was a rough instances. Before doing an development in dev instances, developers use sandbox in some organizations. And for example, if as we discussed in yesterday's session, like for every 6 months we'll get a clone. So for every clone, guys, you need to listen this carefully. After every 6 months, we have a clone. For every clone, as a tester, what we need to do? First question is this. So as a tester, you need to perform your regression testing, guys. So regression testing is nothing but end-to-end testing. So once the clone has happened, developers, what will they do? Developers will migrate their updates to higher instances, right? I mean, in the production, right? Automatically, they'll take a backup from there. So backup in the sense, they'll take a backup in a sandbox, or sandbox is nothing but an instance, guys. Don't confuse over here. So sandbox or in the stage instances, they'll take a backup. So one by one, they'll migrate, guys. At a time, never ever happens the clones. Clone never happens at a time. So one by one, to the lower instances, the clone will happen. So once the clone happens in the QA, what you need to do? So we need, as a testers, we need to perform a regression testing, guys. So regression testing is nothing but end-to-end testing. So whatever the development has been done till now, so every functionality need to be tested, right? So to avoid, to decrease the time limit of manual efforts, ATF takes place. So ATF is a good opportunity to perform the regression testing, guys. This is also discussed in the earlier session. So in the regression testing, what we need to do, for suppose we have created ATF test scripts. So once we have created a test scripts in our ServiceNow QA or in dev everywhere, anywhere, so we'll just click on the run test. So it will automatically do without having any manual interruption. So if any errors came there, it will throw out. So that is the beauty of ATF. Why we need to learn ATF as a service no tester. So every client is seeking for ATF testers right now. So let's jump on to the topic, guys. I'll just share my screen. I'll show you the. Hope everyone can.
Your voice is breaking.
My voice. No?
You're not audible, Paul.
Give me. I'll check my headsets.
So guys, am I audible now? Am I clear?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, I'm sharing my screen again. So guys, this is what the instance is. So basically what we need to do, for every time we need to go to the instance. So as I already told you that we have an URL for every instance. So here we can see in front of every instance, there is a what kind of instance is this? Like whether it was a dev, whether it was a QA, whether it was a prod, or whether it was a test. Whatever the instance is, like this we can see. So here we can see HTTPS dev 1830. This is my ID, what by default ServiceNow has provided to me, right? So likewise, we can identify easily which instance we are working for. Before doing anything, guys, you need to look on this URL. Why? Because in which URL you are using for, and in which URL you are doing your testing or your performance or something, right? So focus on your instance first, then start your working. Otherwise, if, for example, sometimes what happens, you never ever do your things in your production, guys. If you do something in your production, right? uh, as you don't have any admin rights, I'll explain the roles as well. So if someone is having an admin, right, he has a full access on every on the whole instance, guys. So someone is not an admin, he has a limited accesses. We can control, we can restrict users in ServiceNow, guys. This is the best part. So for example, you need to test as a for example, you are an admin. As a tester, you are an admin. You have provided as an admin rights, right? So but end client is not an admin, so you need to test whether the functionality is working properly for their prospective view or not. What you need to do at that time, you need to impersonate as that person. So in ServiceNow we have impersonation option also there. So impersonation is nothing but, so for example, you need to do testing, or you need to see how the pages are looks like, right? So there you can impersonate as the user. What is the user you need? For example, I want to impersonate as some other else. I can simply go to my profile, and here we can see impersonate user. From here we can directly impersonate as an user. So I'll show you, no need to worry, guys. So just I'm giving an just overall view. So likewise, we can impersonate with any other user. So whatever the mode they can see, we'll definitely see by their perspective view only. As although you are admin, you can see as that person view only, right? So guys, apart from that, what else we have? So this is called a banner. So here we can see this is the static, guys, and you can't do anything on your banners, guys. Remember, guys, you never ever do changes on your banner. So whatever we are seeing from here to end, this was a dynamic. Anything can change from the dynamic views. This is called, we can made forms, we can made everything we can do from here, right? So we are seeing here, it's all nothing but application navigator. This is a powerful one, guys. You can use always this one. So for example, you need to jump to any other modules like incident module. You need to jump to catalog items. You need to jump to problem or change. Anything can be searched from only the application navigator, guys. Application navigator is I mean, you can use every time. I can say it is the most important, guys. So if I want to go to incident module, you can simply type incident here. So it will give our incidents and all the things, guys. So here we can see incidents, and you want to create a new, you can create a new incident. Likewise, we can search not only incident, whatever the developments, whatever the customizations, whatever you want to see, everything can be visible from this application navigator itself, guys. So this is the favorites, guys. So favorites are nothing but, for example, I have created a favorite, and give me a second, I'll just remove these favorites and I'll let you know. For example, I'm working on an incident module, guys. So in an organization, what usually do, we every time you need to access to the single particular module. So at the time, what you will fed up with go to application navigator and just type incident or something else. Rather than doing that, you can simply keep it as an favorite. For example, I want incident form creation needs to be a favorite to me. So if you can see here, there is no favorite still now. So for example, I need this as in my favorite buckets. So this is like a wish list, guys. In your shopping carts also, like you can keep your wish list, right? Likewise, you can favorite yourself from here, right? So this is a history, guys. Whatever we have opened earlier, so all history we can fetch from here, right? So this is like an browser history, like browser history. It was
क्या
and guys, please go
गर्म
on.
पानी तुम नहीं लगा
Hello,
सकते, मैं करूँ? नहीं, हटो यहाँ से,
hello,
अब मैं खुद लगाऊं।
hello.
तेरा गिलास।
Yes, Pawan.
So
I think someone has unmuted.
yeah, right. So guys, where we are now. So likewise, we have an history, right? So in history, what we can see, guys. So in history, whatever we have performed earlier, whatever the things we have done from earlier, we can see all the things in your history, right? These are the workspaces. What workspaces are available? So workspace is nothing but they're customized. These are the new features what we have seen in recent times, guys. So earlier we have a workspaces in not an out of box functionalities. Now ServiceNow is getting improved and it was giving a direct workspaces, right? So this is an admin. Earlier there is no admin option also. So for example, we have three types of roles will be there in as a ServiceNow things. Like first is admin, and second is developer, and third is tester, guys. So admin will do the things like how to say. So admin has an access for everything, guys. In production also, as a developer, you don't have any access. So what they can do, what how they might if something you need to migrate your updates to the production, as an admin they can do, but as a developer you don't have an admin access, right? So at that time, they will migrate their update sets from one instance to another instance. Means from test to production, admin will move, and he has an every access, and he can read the code, everything he can do. So, for example, you are an employee in a particular organization, guys, right? So in the organization, what you need to do? So basically, incidents in your organization, you are using incidents, guys. First of all, directly no incidents come to our developers bucket, guys. So first it will route to admin. If admin really needs to route it back to the developer, whether the development has been required or not, then he will route. Otherwise, he won't route, guys. If it was a small thing, small minor changes, he'll do, and he'll close the incidents. Likewise, yeah, he'll do likewise things in production only, guys. Admin has a base platform on production. Tester has a base platform in QA, and developer has a base platform on dev, right? Remember these things, guys. Admin have a base platform as production, and tester has QA, and developer has dev instance as a base platform for developers, right? So here we can see the ServiceNow star. What is it meant by? It meant it is a form. I mean, whatever. For example, if you can open the incident, it will write a incident here. So where you are, in which module you are, it will show here. It was a global search, guys. Global search is nothing but, for example, you have any RITMs or any tasks will generate from the system. So you can type it from here, you can search it from here rather than going to the tables, guys. So for example, I have an RITM number. So I'll give a brief explanation on this afterwards, guys, whenever the topic came. So this is just listen for an overall view. So for example, I have a RITM number, or I have SC task number. As a tester, you will use this global search most of the times, guys. Why? Because you don't have that much of time to go to tables and search for the RITMs or search for the tasks or something else, something else. You will directly copy that number, whether it was a events, whether it was a RITM, whether it was a SC task, everything can search from here. You can directly come here, you can click over here and just paste it here. So automatically it will fetch, guys, right? So if you are seeing here, it was a global search, guys. So global search is nothing but to know which type of update sets you are using, which type of applications we are using. So to know all the things, we have global icon is there. So for example, I need to change my update sets as default to some other else. So if I have my update sets in system ready, I can change, right? Likewise, in application also, right now we are using global application. If you want to change your application also, we can directly change it from here. If remember, guys, these all applications needs to be placed in our system, otherwise it won't take, right? So likewise, we can change our update sets, we can change our application scope as well, guys. So these are the comments and these are the sidebar discussions. If you want to chat to someone else, you can use here. So most of the times you never use these guys. Help also you never use. For example, if you want to raise a high tickets, then you will go to the help. So as a tester, you never ever raise high tickets. Only developers can raise a high tickets. High ticket is nothing but something was not possible from our end. I mean to say, in your organization, there are 10 developers. Something flow has been broken, so no one has capability to do that. And if out of box functionality has customized, by this customization, something was not working. At that time, what they'll do, they will directly route it to the ServiceNow, guys. So in to directly ServiceNow, they'll work on that and they'll provide a solution, guys. Likewise, we can use this, and this is the notifications, whatever the notifications you have. For example, some approvals has came to you, it will show you to on the notification. Some RITMs has been assigned to you, it will come onto your notifications, guys. This is your profile, guys. So profile is nothing but, as we can see here, we can log out our system and we can log into our system only to the particular instance. Only this logout will use, guys. I mean, for example, you want to log out to the dev, or you have all access to the dev, QA, as well as test, right? So you want to log out to the particular system of a particular instance only, you can log out from here, right? So if you want to, you can see here, printer friendly version, you never use this. Elevate roles, to give a roles, you can use this. So as we discussed this also, impersonate. If you want to see some other else, like some other else, like we have 100 members, guys. In your team, you have a manager. As a business, I'm saying as a client perspective, you have an admin access. So as an admin, you can do everything, you can see everything in your system. But as a tester, what you need to do, you are not the person to test, you are not the person to use the instance, right? So end of the day, customer needs to use your system. So what you need to do, so Pawan is a client somewhere, so I don't have any admin access. So someone has, as a tester, uh, he having a full admin access, but as a Pawan, I don't have full admin accesses. I have a limited access on our particular module itself. So what you can do is, you can impersonate as myself, and then you can see whether Pawan can see all the things or not, whether he has an edit option or not. So sometimes you never give edit options to the end clients. They only use, they don't want to do customization. They only utilize the forms and they only use the usage. Like, so in Flipkart, you can see, you can't perform, you can search the things, you can pick the items, and you can order the items as well, right? So as a you are an end client to the Flipkart, so you can't do any backend changes, right? That is what excuse me. That is what we can say as an end client we need to test. So if we do have any customizations from the backend in Flipkart, simply what we can do, if I can see the mobile as iPhone 16 Pro, so it can show the cost as 1.5 lakh something else. For example, you can take this. So if I have an admin access, I can decrease my price as 1 rupee. I can simply buy, right? So no customizations needs to be done for the client end. As we are a clients for the Flipkart, we never ever do the backend operations from the for the application, guys. So likewise, we can use impersonate user. Impersonate user is the most important, guys. As a tester, you need to always impersonate as a client view. I am repeating this again and again. So you need to take care of these things, guys. You need to impersonate as a person, as a particular business who can have a product owner. You can say as a product owner how they can see. You need to impersonate as they self, right? So here we can see our profile, and preferences are nothing but settings. We never use these things. Most of the times you will use only your impersonation, guys. So if you can see on our profile, the system name is first name is system, and as an administrator, if you want to change, you can change. But in real instance, you never change, guys. Already you have a pre-built everything, your name and last name, everything, your business phone, mobile phone, everything it should be in a read only. Read only is nothing but we can't edit on a page, or right now I can change myself, right? Here I need to change a system to Pavan. I can change myself. So in real instances, you never ever had a chance to change these things. Some limitations will be there, guys. So at that particular moments only you can edit yourself. You can't do these kind of things. That will be read only. Read only is nothing but you can't edit over there, right? If you can see here, we can edit. This is a editable mode. What we are seeing right now in white color, that means you are able to do your editing, right? So if you are not supposed to do editing, then you can simply, we have a gray color that is called a read only, guys, right? I hope till now you don't have any doubts. If you have any doubts, please let me know, guys.
So I think in tickets we can assign to, and tags we can add, and also short description. Those things we can edit, right? Not the.
Yeah. That will be totally based on your roles and things, Ram. If you
Okay.
have a particular roles to edit, you can do.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's jump to the ATF topic for today. So till here you are good, right? If anyone having any doubts, please let me know. Anyone? All good? Chandana, Arjuna, Prudvi, Mallikarjun,
Yes, fine.
Radhika.
Yes,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, everything is okay.
Everything is okay right now.
Sure. Okay. Fine. So let's jump to our topics now. So where we have left yesterday. So if we can go over here. So guys, we have discussed till now what is the usage of ATF and how to use the ATF and what are the things. I'll explain it clear, picture clear, guys. No need to worry. I'm just giving you as a demo purpose what will be in the ATF and what you need to perform. That's it. I'll give you overall information in further classes. No need to worry. So I can say slowly also, as it was a demo. Someone can feel I'm bit fast. Someone can feel as you have an service no knowledge, you will get the board, guys. You don't have any service no knowledge, right? You will enjoy the session. So coming to the ATF, if you know service now also, you will definitely enjoy the sessions. right? So we have discussed till here yesterday, and let's jump to the ATF. ATF already we have discussed. What is ATF? ATF is nothing but automation test framework we'll use to reduce our manual efforts. So guys, make a note on this. So it was an interviewer question also. Why we can use ATFs, guys? So we will use ATFs to reduce our manual efforts by doing automation. You can simply say this answer first, then you can explain whatever you know about ATFs, right? So you need to give this answer. To reduce our manual efforts, we'll use ATF. Then you can analyze what are the best things from ATF. You can add those things as well. But no need to miss this particular wording or sentence, right? So how to best use of ATF? Basically, ATF is a beautiful platform which can be provided from the out-of-box functionalities, guys. So out-of-box functionality, as we discussed, out-of-box functionality is nothing but ServiceNow provide. What kind of things has been provided from the ServiceNow itself? There is already in the system built things. So ServiceNow, which kind of things can provide from the ServiceNow end, that is called as out-of-box functionality. We already discussed this same point yesterday also, right? So for example, if you want to use HRSD, if you want to use ITOM, if you want to use GRC, something else tools in a ServiceNow itself. So you need to purchase the plugins, guys. For coming to the ATF, you need not to purchase any plugins. It was already there in the system itself. You can directly use the ATFs, guys, right? So for example, my client is using HRSD module, or my client is using SAM or HAM, something else. So they need to purchase their plugins from the ServiceNow, right? So coming to the ATF, you need not to purchase anything from the ServiceNow, guys. It was already an out-of-box functionality which can be given from the ServiceNow itself, right? You need not to install any plugins for this. So right, guys. So how to best use of ATF? ATF is an use for functional testing. We can use ATF as for the functional testing as well. We can use ATF as a we can say regression testing as well. Functional testing is nothing but, guys, whatever the functionality you are doing for now only. I mean to say, for example, you got a story, right? You got a story to change the variable to this name to this name, right? So I want variable to be renamed. So whether that was changed or not, you can check that functionality itself. Only that functionality itself, that was called as functional testing, guys. Something has been changed from the system itself, from the story perspective view. So that is called functionality, whether the functionality has been working perfectly or not. We can simply say this as a functional testing, right? We can do ATF. We can write a ATF test script for functional testing. We can write it ATF for automation regression testing. So we can search the UI components, everything you can search, guys, everything we can do. So here we can see ATF is intended for functional testing for business logic that is unique to your business process. For example, change management process, ATF allows the build a test where you can automatically create a change request and push it to the change process, configure to your organization to validate it works as expected. So as we already discussed the same thing, like whatever the functionality we need to test, it will test from the ATF, guys. So we can write the test scripts for functional testing as well. Okay, so coming to this, ATF is not intended for testing every single UI component on your ServiceNow instance, guys. So for example, you take every single customer doesn't have a test to magnifying icon or reference field. So think about what is unique in your instances was already available in out-of-box functionality. So we already discussed the same point, like we can test UI components as well, guys, but ATF has some limitations. We'll discuss it in the further sessions. So everything is not possible in ATF. So there are some limitations, not much limitations. There are some limitations only. On that limitations also, we can achieve the things by using, we already discussed in the past session also. So sometimes you need to create a test step, new test step, guys. At that time, you need to give a code. So if you know coding, you can write as it is. If you have doesn't have any coding knowledge, you can ask your developer. He can build a code and he can provide a code. He or she can provide the code. You can just simply copy and paste over here, and directly you can create a new step. Whatever the functionality ATF is not allowing, you can create from the new step also. We can achieve that as well, guys. Right? So we already discussed these things as well. ATF is a great for automation test, automating system regression testing, guys. So this is the most important point, guys. If someone has came to you and asked why you need to use ATF, what is the basic purpose to use ATF? You need to say we can use ATF to reduce our manual efforts by doing automation, right? So after that, we can perform system regression testing also, guys. This is the most important point you need to mention. The most means the most. Why? Because we already discussed many times this point. For every patch, we need to do regression testing. If you have done your things in a manual manner, it never have a comfortable zone for you, right? You need to take a more manual efforts. So whether the functionality, as an human, you might have and made an errors. Like we can say, human errors might came. So if you can create a ATF, never ever came a human. If you are not able to caught the error as a human, but system definitely caught, guys. If you create a ATF, right, it will definitely caught. So that is the beauty of the ATF for regression testing, right? You need to remember this point very strongly. So it will use always and I mean, whenever we need to perform our regression testing, it will definitely use, guys. Otherwise, ATF have, if you want to do a functional testing, it will be easy, right? So someone has made some changes on a previous, I mean to say, on a long back ago. So now they want to change their mind. Whatever the modifications I have done earlier, I want to test it again thoroughly, and I can say I can give a new customizations. I can provide a new implementations, right? What I need. So at that time, it will definitely use, guys. Even though for regression testing also, even though it was to do for long back, as we have a backups, right? You can see here what are the top ways for ATF. We can reduce the testing time and cost. What is meant by cost? We already discussed about the same thing, guys. So client has hired you as an ATF tester, right? You have prepared your ATF test cases in your system. So they have taken their backups, and after completion of your project, you might leave that organization, you might leave that client, right? So at that time, what usually happens, they haven't need any testers utilization. I mean, they don't need any tester at this moment, as already you have built the code in your system, as already you have prepared the test cases by using ATFs. So they'll jump onto the ATF module, they'll just click on run test. The testing has been completed. So for example, ATF is not takes place, what happens? Really what happens is they need manual tester again. Whenever they got a mode to change their, to make their implementations or mod customizations, right? At that time, they'll definitely need a manual tester. So it means what you get to know, it will reduce your time and it will reduce your costs also, right? It was a very beneficial for the clients, guys, right? And we can avoid the user errors as well. So user errors are nothing but, as we already discussed, we have some manual errors. We can see we have manual errors as well. We at some time, what you need to do. So you are testing, something is testing from your end, you might miss something, right? So by using ATF, it won't happen, guys. System will caught, definitely. So we can see the what is the most important takeaway is we can repeat our test executions, guys. Test execution is nothing but, for example, I have run the test right now, right? So you are not supposed to do 100 times of testing, 100 times you are not supposed to run your test 100 times. There is no limitation, guys. You can definitely test in n number of times you want. That means you can run your test every time. There is no limitation on this. So we can repeat our test executions repeatedly, continuously, right? So what is the time now? Okay. So we can see ATF basics, guys. So what are the roles we need ATF to create an ATF? So basically we need 3 roles, guys, to develop our as a tester, as an ATF developer. I mean, I can say as an ATF developer, you are also a developer. You are preparing some code, right? You can say as an ATF developer also. So basically, what are all the roles need to do to create ATFs? So basically, we need ATF admin role and test designer role and web service tester role, guys. So this is the most important thing, guys. You can make a note on this. So this is an interview question also. Which type of roles you need to create ATFs? We need ATF admin, we need test designer, we need web service tester as well. So they might ask, why ATF test admin role you need for to create ATF? So as we already discussed, admin is a unique power, guys. So he's the king of the instance. I can say admin is a king of instance. So he can do everything in system. So as we already discussed, some clients doesn't have an edit access as they are not admins, right? If you remember that things, as an admin, you can create a test configuration, step configurations, and you can create a test templates, you can update system properties, everything you can do, right? So if you are not an admin, you are not able to create a step configurations, new steps. Step configurations is nothing but what do you want to create our new step, right? As we already discussed right now. If you want to create a new step, which functionality is not allowing from the ServiceNow end, that is called step configuration, guys, right? We can create a step configuration, we can create a test templates, we can update our system properties by using ATF test admin, guys. Make a note on this. This is very important, I'm saying. Make a note on this, right? So as a ATF test admin, we can create. If someone asks why you use ATF test admin, we use our ATF test admin to create our step configurations, to create a test templates, and to update our system properties, right? You can say this. So why you need test designer role? So guys, you are seeing this ATF admin as it was a role name, and the backend name is ATF underscore test underscore admin. This is the front view and this is the backend view, guys, right? You need to remember these things whenever you are doing something, right? So something has came on underscores. It might be a backend name. You need to check on that. I'll tell you how to check the backend names as well. No need to worry. So this is the backend name, guys. ATF underscore test underscore admin, right? So for test designer, the backend name should be ATF underscore test underscore designer. So for web service test designer also, ATF underscore WS. WS means the, web services, guys. ATF underscore WS underscore designer. These are the roles we need to remember always, guys. So what we need to do as ATF test designer, we can build our tests, we can run our tests, we can run our test suites as well, we can use client test runner. Without test designer, we are not able to do these performances, guys. As we are jumping to the topics, you will get to know what is meant by building of test, what is meant by running of the test, and what is client test runner as well. So I'll definitely see this definitely explain more clear, guys, right? So here we can see the web service tester. Why web service tester wants? So as a web service tester, we can build our REST web services, guys. REST web services are nothing but we can use APIs, right? So to use our APIs, to call the APIs into our system by using ATF, we need ATF WS web designer role, guys. So whatever the web services you need to use, like if you want to call, if you want to do integration as well, right? So you want the path, you want to give some URLs also. So how you can give? You can just copy that URL and you can give it over there. To give that URLs also, you definitely need this ATF designer roles, guys, right? To call out the REST services. REST services are nothing but to call something from the external source, or to call something from the external source from the system as well, from the outside as well, guys. So we can use REST for this purpose. So for the web designer roles, we can build our REST web services by in ATF. So that's why we need web service testers, right? So how to configure ATF, guys? So first of all, we need a test, guys. Don't go for this. I'll explain point number 1 later on. So first of all, we need to create a test first. So test is nothing but, for example, we are jumping to the incident module. I want to test incident module only. I can create a test for incident module. I can give a name as an incident. I'll simply give incident as my test name. So it will create a test, guys, right? So then we need to add our test steps. So in incident module, we will navigate to the module. We can check the variables. We can, we can fill the variables as well. We can fill the fields as well. We can directly fill the fields as well. We can submit the form as well. Everything is in single steps, right? We can write the test steps after creating a test, guys, right? So if we can see here, represents a single action in a test case. So that means to create individual action. I mean to say individual action is nothing but to navigate to the module, to open our incident form. That is an action, individual action, right? To check, to fill our fields, that is an individual action, right? To submit our form, that is also an individual action. An individual action will comes under the test steps. All the test steps comes under the tests, right? Once all the tests has been, for example, you have created incident module, you have created an change module, and you have created a knowledge module, on problem module, n number of modules in n number of tests, right? So if you want to really test that modules, you need to go to individually and you need to click on run test on each and every test. To avoid that, ATF bring back to test suits. Okay, so to avoid that, ATF has created the test suite, guys. That means you can create n number of modules, and all the modules will come together. I mean, all the tests you can run together. That is the best part in these things, guys. It will reduce manual efforts more than I mean, if you want to I can give you an example. You have created a number of things, guys, right? Okay, so Bala, can you please stop doing?
Sorry?
You are dragging something on the screen.
No?
I'll remove the access from tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so we can write a test on, or I can say we can create a test suite and we can run all the tests at a time. That is the use of test suite, guys, right? So first of all, you need to create the test. Then then the test steps needs to be taken care, and then we can use a test suite, guys. Test suits is the last one after creation of your every test, guys, right? till here we are good for today. We'll continue from tomorrow onwards, guys. So I'll start recording.